Ever since Maplewood High School was established, stories about room 113 circulated among students. The room was at the end of a barely lit corridor, its entrance hidden behind an old bookshelf. No one ever admitted to having class there, but many claimed they had heard whispers or seen shadowy figures behind the frosted window pane. Lena was a curious junior who loved exploring. One evening, after finishing her drama club activities, she found herself standing in front of the infamous room. The allure of mystery drew her closer. She decided to move the bookshelf, revealing a dusty old door. She slowly turned the doorknob, half expecting it to be locked, but to her surprise, the door creaked open. The room inside was dark, with only the faint glow of the evening light filtering through the cracks in the boarded-up windows. She hesitated, but then remembered she had a flashlight on her phone. The room looked like any other classroom, albeit abandoned. Desks were lined up neatly, though covered in a thick layer of dust. At the teacher's desk sat a stack of papers, preserved from age. Curiously, she moved closer. They were graded assignments from 1973. The names on the papers were familiar. They were the names of current students at Maplewood. As she browsed through them, she found her own assignment, graded and commented on in old ink. "Good effort, Lena. See me after class." Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind her. Startled, Lena tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. The temperature in the room dropped, and her breath formed visible puffs in the cold air. The chalkboard at the front of the room began to write on its own, "Class is in session." Desperate, Lena tried her phone, but there was no signal. She searched for another exit, perhaps a window she could break, but they were all boarded up too securely. A series of chilling whispers echoed throughout the room, recounting lessons from decades past. As hours seemed to drag on, Lena found old class photos scattered on the floor. The children in them wore old-fashioned clothes, but had the faces of her friends. And there she was, right in the middle, looking exactly the same as she did now. Dawn began to break, and the room started to return to its abandoned state. The whispers faded, and the chilling cold began to dissipate. The door slowly creaked open. Lena raced out and never looked back. She avoided that corridor and never spoke of that night to anyone. But something had changed. Every morning, she'd find an old assignment from 1973 in her locker, graded and commented on, always reminding her of room 113. Weeks later, a new student named Jake arrived. He was assigned to room 113. When Lena warned him, he laughed, showing her his schedule. Room 113 was listed as drama rehearsal. It turns out, the room had been reopened for the first time in years, and it looked nothing like what Lena remembered. It was well lit, filled with props and costumes, and always bustling with students preparing for plays. She tried to brush it off as a dream or perhaps a prank, but every so often, when she walked past the room and glanced through its open door, she'd catch a glimpse of a classroom from 1973, and sometimes, just sometimes, she'd see herself sitting at a desk, forever attending the forgotten class.